Okay, I got this Sony M5 in the mail for repair. And after looking at it here, I started thinking, why did I take this job? Why? So next time someone says that they previously worked on their camera and they want me to fix it, I am definitely going to say no. I'm not going to do this anymore. I don't know why I took this job, but we're going to see how it goes. So it's a Sony M5, and I can already tell that it's just like the Sony M4. And so I don't know what it previously needed in the beginning of them working on it. Maybe just the lens. There's the brand new lens, but now it has all kind of damage. We have LCD cable that has to be replaced. We have this other cable here that's broken. We have a retainer broken, and then another big no-no. They took this CCD or CMOS or whatever you want to call it. They took it off before you're getting the lens out. You don't want to do that because just handling this thing, you can mess that cable up on the CCD, and just handling the camera while it's off, you might touch the glass of the CCD, and once you do that, it'll never be the same. And I did look at the glass on this thing, and it's got fingerprints all up and down it. So it's pretty much never going to be the same as the original. And there's nothing you can do about it. I don't care what kind of glass cleaner you get, how many times you clean it, it'll never be as pristine clean as the factory CCD was. Now that you have fingerprints, you can put any kind of glass cleaner you want, because I've tried it. You put a clean towel, microfiber or whatever, you're going to have all kind of little specks in it. You're going to have swirls and smudges that you'll never get rid of. It just doesn't matter. There's no way to clean it like it was from the factory. So I don't know how good the pictures are going to be once this thing is cleaned. So this little retainer here is busted, so that one I think goes to the LCD. So I don't know if that's going to retain this cable once I do get it back together. Maybe there's something I can get in there to make it fit tight. I don't know. This one has to be replaced because it looks like it's ripped right here. And I was thinking, well, okay, maybe I can make a video like I have on my M5 video. I mean the M4 repair. But after looking at this camera, it's just like the M4. This is the M5. It's just like the M4. This little motherboard here, you just pop that off. I have a video, tearing down the M4. You just remove this, you remove all these cables, you get under there, there's some more cables underneath this motherboard. You remove all those cables. You get this all unstuck right here. Make sure all these little cables here are unstuck and everything. Then you lift this up a little bit and you start pushing the lens out to make sure all these cables here are out of the way. You don't want to take the CCD out, because if you're handling that, you might rip this cable or get fingerprints. And then the first thing I did was like, oh my God, they got the CCD loose. Let's look at this thing in the light to see these fingerprints. Let me see if I can get the light to shine on that thing and show these fingerprints all over this thing. Where's the light? Let's see if I can get the glare there. I don't know if that's going to come in camera, but this thing has fingerprints, smudges all up and down it. So, and it's even on the lens. So that's going to have to be cleaned, and it'll never be clean like it was from the factory. It'll never be that clean. Usually when I do it, I leave the CCD on. Once I get the lens out, I put the lens together with the old one, and then get all the screws off, and then just lift that CCD out, get that little gasket and everything, put it on the new lens, and then just swap it over real quick so no dust gets in there. And is that little gasket on there? I don't even see that gasket, so I got to make sure that's around here somewhere. So I was thinking, well, should I do a repair video I'm really stretched for time, so I probably won't. And you know, and this camera is just like the M5s, I mean M4, so there's no sense. I mean, if you watch the M4 video and you want to tackle a job like this, then you could figure it out from the M4 video if your camera happens to be the M5, because it's just like it. It's got the same, you know, components on it. Comes apart just the same. I don't see any major difference there. So this will be the last one. The next person that tells me, oh yeah, I worked on it, you know, blah, 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 I tried to repair it. No, I'm going to just, no, forget it. Usually I would say, you know, forget it, but I don't know why I wanted to tackle this one. I was thinking, okay, it's an M5, you know, I haven't done the M5 video. It'd be a good video for me to make a M5 repair video, you know. But after seeing the camera, it's just like the M4, so what's the point? And I'm really stretched for time. I don't have a, you know, just sit here to make a video. I'm just gonna, you know, try to knock this thing out when I get some time and do it real slow. When you're doing these kind of things, it's not like something you can have done in a day. You work on it a little bit, you get this board here out of the way, you know, your eyes get stressed, you stressed out, you just walk away. You know, you walk away, come back to it. You don't want to try to knock it out. I know a lot of people think they're going to knock it out in a day, just start taking it apart real quick, and oh, it's just going to be real easy. No, you got to take your time, or you just mess things up, like break this retainer. This was probably what happened to this camera. They tried to rush it thinking, I'm just going to dive into it. I've never done this before. I'm just going to dive into it and watch a couple videos on YouTube, and you know, you have to watch the videos and listen to, you know, me explaining that you don't want to rush it, and be careful with these little retainers. And you know, some people probably just watch the video and thinking, oh, you know, okay, let's just start tearing it apart. So that retainer there busted. And all my videos, I say never take the CCD off, you know, first. You always take the lens out and then swap it. That's all my videos, I do it that way. So this cable is that cable right here. That's with this little board here, and I think that's a flash or something. Can't remember. But that one goes and plugs in right here, and look, you see right there, all the connectors there are ripped. So that's messed up, and then it has some solder points down here for the speaker, and then it goes in there on that little flash thing, iView or whatever it's called. Then this one is for the LCD, and somewhere this one is ripped. Let's see, where does that one go? It's in there somewhere. So I don't know if this is probably damage from just taking the camera apart. It probably just needed a lens, and you know, all this damage, the retainer. Now the CCD is filthy dirty, and it was probably, I don't even know if it's going to take a good picture now, because there's just nothing you can do to get that CCD as clean as it was from factory. You know, just, it's impossible. I've tried it. I've tried 1,000 different things, you know, to try to get it. It's just impossible. You'll never get it as clean as factory. You don't even want to breathe or touch it or anything. I mean, it's just, and especially if you just touch it with any kind of towel, it'll put a smear on it, and you'll never get it off. So that one's got fingerprints all over it, and I don't know how good of a picture this thing's going to take after it is, if it even works after I get it together. So we'll find out. But no, I'm not going to make a video on this. I'm just going to try to knock it out when I do have time. But I just wanted to make this video showing that this is what can happen, I guess, if you try to repair your camera and you're not, you know, taking your time or familiar with this kind of stuff. I wouldn't even, you know, anyone that's not familiar with it, you know, watching a YouTube video, if you can't do it, then just don't do it. And I think I'm gonna have to change that other video, because the ones that I had in there, I think I'm gonna remove that one, doing this job for, you know. I just don't want to do these anymore. I'm just stretched for time right now, but I decided to take this one on, so I don't know. We'll see. But no, I'm not going to make a video. I'm just going to try to get this thing together and get it out of the way when I have time, you know. So I guess I'm going to wrap this up here, but this camera went through a little bit of troubles, and it is the Sony M5. I don't even see the label of it where it says M5 anywhere. Somewhere. It's on the box. But I thought it usually said somewhere. Oh, there it is. It says right there, 4K camera. So hopefully when it's back together, it will still work and work good enough. I don't know how, the CCD is so filthy now. I don't know how good it's going to be when it gets back together. So other than that, I guess I'm going to wrap this one up here. All right.